Hi everybody, and welcome to the demo day of Think.Make.Start Batch 14. My name is Annabelle, and we all are very happy to be here in this room with all of you today. But before we start with the best part of this day, the pitches, we would like to thank everyone who made this day happen. So we would start with the president of the Technical University, Professor Thomas Hoffmann, who is a great enthusiastic supporter of this TMS, and also all the professors who are supporting this event. So shout out to Professor Zimmermann and Professor Petzold. Tiny applause here. Thank you. You do great here, audience. And then we would like to thank especially you students in the room. So for us coaches, the past 2 weeks have been like tremendously fun and have been so great. So we are very sad it's already over. So the biggest applause goes to you all students who are in here. Woo! Thank you. Oh.
Thank you, coaches.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so to give the audience, especially live, some impressions how Think.Make.Start could look like, we'll show now a quick recap of Think.Make.Start.
Awesome and build some cool stuff.
Shall we start?
I will ask for change. How will you change?
Change.
Yes. So all of you could see it's great fun to be here. And I also would like to welcome the great jury who is just sitting in front of me, and you saw her already in the video, Dr. Annette Böhmer. She's the founder of Think.Make.Start and coming from BMW. Next to her is Jacqueline Schlaub. She's the founder and CMO of Tinus. Then we have Alice Steinhausen, and she's from the executive board of the Zeitler Forschungsstiftung, and she made it possible for you guys to go to the makerspace. And then we have Andreas Unzelt, who's from the Unternehmertum VC, so guys, if you need some invest afterwards, go to him. And on the right-hand side, we have Kezia Wang, who is the CEO and co-founder of Design AI. Yes, so we are soon ready to start with our first pitch. So each team has 3 minutes to pitch, and then 3 minutes Q&A with the jury, or maybe even the audience. So, is the first team ready to present? Perfect. So let's welcome on stage Sophie and Svenja from Team Insight.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. We are Insight, and we make the invisible visible. So imagine being on a construction site. They're incredibly complex. There's a lot going on, many things need to get done, and you have a lot of different service providers making all of it happen. So you can imagine there's a lot that can go wrong. Most of that complexity is inside of walls. Here you have electricity, plumbing, and all the stabilization for the walls. So it's super complex. However, you cannot tell any of that from the outside. This makes it super hard to detect when mistakes are made. Just imagine being on this construction site. Would you trust yourself to spot all of the mistakes? For example, walls in the wrong places, or cables that are in the wrong places. So there's one person who's responsible for detecting all of those mistakes. It's the construction manager. And this is why he spends 70% of his time visiting construction sites, to really make sure no mistakes are made. However, in reality, he doesn't have the time or resources to really run proper inspections and to detect everything, which is why errors are recognized too late, leading to heavy delays and also huge costs. This is why we developed WALL-E, the automated 3D wall scanner.
WALL-E is equipped with a sensor which detects cables and pipes in the wall while moving along. Driving over this wall now, we create a 2D image of what is inside the wall. With our product, we provide a 3D plan of all walls in the construction site. This way, you always know in time if there are any errors. This way, we give continuous support on construction site of new buildings. Throughout the interior construction period, when you install the electricity, the plumbing, we perform accurate inspections, and we do that at every step of the process. Our solution makes fast inspections of buildings possible. It gives you full transparency of all errors, and we discover mistakes in an early development stage. This way, the construction manager saves time and costs. With our solution, we look at a huge market potential in Germany, but also within Europe. Within Germany, we have over 123,000 construction sites where we can offer monthly leasing. We do 1 scan per week and give a weekly data mapping update. Our users, such as construction manager Adrian, says that this is the perfect solution for them. And this is the crafty team that makes it all possible. We have expertise in robotics, engineering, and business, and we have the expertise to bring this product successfully to the market. So, let's make the invisible visible. Thank you.
So we would now welcome our amazing technical team to the stage as well. Please, a huge applause for the technical team as well.
Okay, so the jury has a microphone on its table, and we can start with the Q&A session now.
Hi, thank you for the great presentation. I have one question. You are detecting certain type of errors and mistakes in the wall. Do you have an idea what error is the most often overlooked and how much money you can basically save by detecting them early?
Yes, so actually the most errors happen with water pipes, so everything included from the bathroom, from the kitchen, because basically, as you can imagine, if the pipes are not detached to each other perfectly, the water runs out into the wall, and then the whole walls fill up with water, and that gets very messy. And we talked to Bayerischer Hausbau, Gewährleistungsmanagement, and they basically said that first of all, it's very hard to detect where the pipe is not detached correctly. So then you need someone, an expert, for a day to look where the error is actually at. And then, of course, you need to dry all the walls again. So pipes is actually, until now, the most difficult error. Yeah.
And do you know how often these mistakes occur? So is it, I don't know, once per building facility, or how often does it occur so that I can get an estimation?
Okay, so we talked to a lot of different people, so construction managers, architects, and all of that stuff. So essentially, on every construction site, at least one mistake happens along the process. And so, of course, we want to prevent those super difficult mistakes from happening that are the most costly, but essentially it's also about always making sure along the process before you close up the wall and all of that stuff to really be able to tell, is everything implemented correctly? Because right now you're just not able to do that because you cannot run through the whole construction site to make sure is all the electrics there where it's supposed to be. So kind of like you really want to make sure that everything is done properly and prevent those mistakes.
Okay, thank you.
How long does it take for one wall?
To scan?
Yeah.
Yes, so for such a wall with this prototype, it
Yes.
will be 8 minutes. But with the further prototypes, we will have
8 minutes for this wall.
No, for the,
Oh,
with
okay,
this
okay.
small prototype. But with the better sense and faster moving technology, we will be capable to run speeds like along the wall approximately of 1 meter a minute.
Okay,
So you
thank
can like
And
scale
also,
it.
the idea is that you have those scanners during the night, so you don't really have time pressure. So the idea is that during the night, the scanner can automatically move through the room and really do that scanning throughout the night, so you don't really have time pressure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was great. And then we also invite the chat and everyone else in the chat. If they have questions, they can type them in the live chat if they feel like it. Yes, and our next team on stage is going to be the Flens with Lisa. Woo!
Thank you very much. So our team name is the Flens, but our product is Waterloo. So we are also Waterloo, the remote flood protection system. And for this pitch, let me take you on a little journey. So we're going to Italy. It's a warm and sunny day, like here. And now imagine that you're a shop owner. You have your lunch break, you're going out, you might get some gelato, you're just walking in the streets, and you're a little bit worried because you got an alert that today might be a rainy day. And already the clouds are coming up, and it's starting to rain. So why are you worried? Well, because in 20 minutes, your city might look like this. In Italy, flooding can be a really big problem. Italy has highly concentrated and intense raining, and Italy is very concrete heavy in infrastructure. So the water basically is trapped in the streets, and it can't run away in the drainage. So what happens? Well, the water might get under your door and inside your shop. Even if you install manual wood planks, they are not always safe. So how many businesses are affected? Around 900,000 in Italy. The costs for repair are on average 2,700 euros per shop. And how often do those floodings happen? Well, those rain events can be 4 to 5 times a year. So this is a big problem. And we spoke to businesses, and what they are worried most about is, first of all, protection. They want early alert, and they want quick response, so that they don't have to invest time and run home or to their shop to install manual protection. So where do we come in? We developed a prototype where on an app or also manually you can press a button and the flood wall should go up. I think the direction is right now changed. So what happens, you have a lever that is lifted electromechanically. The lever is lifted, and this here is the wheelchair protection ramp, and the flood wall comes up like this. Sorry, it worked earlier. Yeah, so this works from remotely, but also in case it doesn't work, you could just press a button at home or at your shop. Then, our business model. Let me introduce you to this. So we have 2 parts. We have a basic Waterloo. It's, well, the mechanical activation. You press a button and this goes up. It also includes the installation and customer service remotely, where once a year the flood wall is just lifted to see, well, whether it works or not. If it doesn't work like this, then you have to get parts exchanged. And the premium version includes, well, the remote activation through app and also regular maintenance. And now, last but not least, I want to introduce you to Team Flens. We are Francesco, Lisa, Elena, Nadia, and Savi. And that was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, I think we can directly go over to the Q&A, hopefully. So, yes.
Thank you, first of all, for the great pitch. What I was wondering about, so if you put up the wall, is there not also going water down underneath the store or the building, like downstairs in the cellar, or how can you prevent it from like getting the water everywhere just except from the store?
Yeah. We also looked at that. So there are different types of floods. There are those big infrastructure-heavy floods where the water goes through the drain and like comes up through drainage everywhere. With those rain events, that's usually not the case. The rain just comes in from the outside. So that's what we heard from shop owners.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So thanks for the great presentation. Obviously, you're having a topic which is unfortunately very relevant. So how much would it cost to protect my shop?
I will hand this over to the business people.
And depends what do you mean for cost. For sure, the price for such type of thing, type of barrier is around 1,000 euros. And that, but that depends. There are a lot of competitors that do like barriers that are manually installed, basically, or some rough different ways to do that. For an automated version like ours, we're thinking about 800 around euros to sell this product, because we don't also need to drill holes and do other works in there.
For the whole shop, so 800 euros and...
Yeah, it will be for a single one, a single barrier.
Thank you.
So I can imagine that most shop owners do have like an insurance for such catastrophes. And I'm wondering, why aren't you targeting homeowners? Because they probably are often less insured and are more emotionally connected to the home.
Sorry, targeting?
Homeowners.
Homeowners, okay. First question, yes, there are insurances, but initially it's around 4% of the shops are insured against flooding, although it's a complicated problem. I talked also to insurances, and they said that these such infrastructure, let's say this solution could lower the cost of the insurance against flooding. And the second question was, houses, because if you think about, we could also do that, but like the one that's really feeling the pain is the shop owners, because like in the house, you're losing your goods or maybe your pictures or something in the basement. For a shop owner, you're losing your money, and that's not very bad. That's very bad.
Thank you.
Okay, I know it's very warm in this room and outside is the sun, but the applause is getting very shy. So I would appreciate for the next team again, show your full strength audience here. Welcome on stage now, Leander from Sensei.
Imagine you can feel your feet. You are outside and walking, and a small stone enters your shoe. You keep on walking because you don't feel anything. Later, you're walking up the stairs, and you are constantly concentrated on not to fall or slip, because then you would injure yourself. In the evening, you open up your shoe, and you see one of your feet is severely injured. You may think this is fictional, but it is the reality of 1.6 million people living in Germany. Due to diabetics, they experience numbness in their feet. The loss of sensory feedback is a huge problem for people with diabetic feet, because with that they experience an unstable and unbalanced walk. And furthermore, the risk of injuring themselves is increased. This whole leads to a lack of confidence while walking. We are Sensei, and our first product is Isola, which will offer a safe and stable walk for people with diabetics. Isola is a smart insole which will send the real-time feedback to the Isola bands. Right here you can see Vinay. He has one of the Isolas in his shoes, and he has attached 3 of the Isola bands, which will give him haptic feedback via vibration. Because you can feel what he's feeling right now, we prepared a visualization. You can see those 5 points. Those will be mapped on his right arm. And with that, he regains confidence while he walks, and the risk of injuring or falling is decreased. Right now, Vinay is going to demonstrate the functionality of injury detection. He's going to place an object on the sole and going to put a little bit force on it. Yeah. So right now, you would see that hopefully an injury is detected. The sensor is not that responsive yet, but we did it. Yeah, it will work. With that, you can prevent further injuries, and he has the time to take care of his wounds immediately, because that's a very important factor. We are going to sell the insoles at orthopedic shoe shops, and there are 2 modules. The one is the smart insole, which you can buy every 6 months, or should buy every 6 months, and then the Isola smart covers. For the injury detection, you have to change them after every injury, and with that, it will lead into a recurring purchase. Our team is diverse and has in multiple specialties, and that's why we are the perfect team to tackle such kind of a problem. Thank you for your attention. If you want to try out the device by yourself or have any questions, please contact us.
Thank you. I would again directly hand over to the jury for the Q&A. And if there is a question you couldn't ask the team, feel free to talk to them afterwards.
Thank you very much for this presentation. Only for better understanding, what is the solution if I detect this stein or something in my shoe? But what is the solution then? So I know it, but what?
Now, the problem is you don't feel it. So if you don't remove it immediately, it will injure your feet even more. Or we can, we did not show it, but we can detect it before you perhaps are injured. So there are problems. We talk with the people with diabetic feet, and they sometimes walk a whole day with a stone in the feet, and afterwards the complete foot is injured. So, and they don't recover that quick because they have a lower blood circulation.
Okay, thank you.
Who is your customer? Who will pay for that solution?
Our customer is the people who have diabetes, and those who have numbness in their feet. So usually these people are in contact with the diabetologist, and those are our customers. So firstly, our strategy in order to bring this product to the market, in particular in Germany, is to go to conferences and show our product and show our innovation. We already are in talks with multiple diabetologists. They need this equipment in the market, and it's a severe issue. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So are you planning to go to the market as a B2C product, or do you also want to contact like insurance companies if they reimburse something, or how is your go-to-market strategy?
So we want our product to be insured. So first of all, it has to be B2B. So we will contact the orthopedic shops, and also we will be in contact with the insurance companies, because patients need this, and as well as doctors are recommending this. So this will, any insurance company will also insure this. Yeah.
Thank you.
How many of those people having diabetes really have a complete numbness in their feet? Is it this 1.6 million you mentioned?
Yeah. So 1.6 million is the people that have been affected in Germany, but we have proper data for the global level. So in total, 576 million have diabetes in the world. Out of those, 60% have diabetic feet, which have numbness in their feet. So there is a huge market for this particular type of product. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. So the next team on stage will be Laura and Johannes from Robotics. Huge applause for them.
Perfect. So, hello everyone. At the airport, there are hundreds of kilometers of lines for navigation and safety reasons. Many lines have to be maintained every year. Therefore, 90% of the line marking work is the remarking of existing lines. The work has to be done at night when the airport is closed. For the workers, this job is really exhausting. They have to work under time pressure really precisely when it's dark outside. Moreover, they are exposed to toxic colors. Due to these unattractive working conditions, there's a shortage of workers in the market. This is a big problem for line marking companies who are working for the airports, but also for the airports, as they struggle to find line marking companies who can manage the large amount of line marking work. Moreover, the manual line marking by workers is really costly for the airport. I'm Laura, and this is Johannes, and we are from Robotics. We will solve all these problems by applying the latest robot technology.
Yeah, and for this, let me introduce you to our latest crew member, which is Mark. And if you want to start a painting job, then you just upload your line marking plan to our own software, which is customly made for this robot. And then you're basically ready to go. Mark then navigates over the airport with GPS on a high precision down to 2 centimeters, and is also guided by old lines which are detected by machine learning. So Mark, let us show you. Let's show how your system works.
Okay, I think I have to move on. So let's look at the revenue side. We are selling this robot to line marking companies or to airports directly. They get on top our planning software, free technical support and maintenance, as well as technical courses for the usage. We are the right team to bring this product to success, as we have the expertise in robotics, machine learning, entrepreneurship, and venture building. We've already received great feedback from the largest airports and line marking companies in Germany. They are highly interested in our product, want to support us, and even invited us already to test our solution on site. Therefore, we are really motivated to move on with this project. No. If you also share our passion for safety lines, then meet us afterwards for a chat. Thank you.
Yes, so cool. We have an actual line in this room marked. So yeah, are there any questions?
How much money is an average airport spending on this type of work, for example, the one in Munich? And how big is your market?
Yeah, so we can, here we have the slide. So the global revenue for line marking machines is 1 billion euro. The ones for the airport is 1 billion euro, and first we would target Europe market, which is 900 million euro. And right now there are different machines. They're ranging from 10,000 euro to 400,000 euro, and we already asked them for the willingness to pay, and they said they would, of course, pay more than 400,000 euro because there are no salaries for the workers, and yeah, that because they have this shortage of workers, it's really a problem. So they really told us, let's build it and we buy it.
Do you think also it will work on highways too?
Yeah, we thought about this as well. So there are different industry we can target. So first, of course, the airport, but also, as you see, parking spaces, logistic halls, and also the street. Yeah.
To add something, the street is maybe less challenging actually for us. So the robot is capable to do all shapes. So the airports is
just a better place for the beginning.
I was wondering how much color does it hold? So, I mean, if it's running for the whole airport, it needs to be way.
Yeah, so this is not like original size. The latest or the later version will be way bigger, and it will have a bigger tank, and that will be needed to refilled by some workers. But yeah, you need to imagine the machine like 2 meters long, maybe 1 meter in the width.
But you would still need some workers who change the color.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, at least as long as we don't have a automated refill machine, we need some workers. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can imagine that's a very specific material that's been used to make these marks there. Will you, as a company, offer just a product, like the robotic thing, or also the material?
No, we would just offer the robot. And because this is really a big industry just focusing on these colors. Also, there are companies just focusing on airport colors. So we would not do this. We would just focus on really this worker shortage, and this robot can fulfill this work at night where people don't want to work. They have health issues, so this is the perfect place where a robot can step in.
I'm still amazed that we painted this room. Yes, so now let's welcome on stage Scalabs, meaning Roni, Richie, and Chi-Chi. Woo!
As human beings, we are oriented towards progress. And many of you can relate. You have the perfect training plan and to get your perfect summer abs. And after a few workouts, you notice no real progress, so you just stop. And you can only imagine how it must feel for a stroke patient to not see any progress in their treatment. After you get a stroke, it can happen that you lose the ability to move parts of your body. For example, your arms. This requires you to go to the physiotherapist every week. And on top of that, do daily exercises. And this whole therapy process can take up to years. So naturally, many patients stop doing the daily exercises because they're frustrated, they feel anxious that it's taking so long, and they feel helpless. Each year, only in Germany, 270,000 people additionally are affected by this. And each exercise counts, especially on a daily work. And we're here to actually keep those patients motivated.
Let me introduce you to MotiCare. Our product helps stroke patients visualize their training progress. So we do that by making them see what they can see, track their progress, and provide community support. You can easily attach electrodes to your impaired limb, and we then measure, amplify, and visualize those signals. Here you can see Marius playing Howden Lucas with our MotiCare. After you finish your training, you can store your data, and we provide a service that you and your physician can access this data and see how far you've come. But don't worry, the stronger you get, the more challenging MotiCare is going to be. But let's look at the business side.
With our product, we can make the recovery process for stroke patients up to 25% faster. And taking into consideration an estimation of 66% increase in stroke cases by 2050, we will then address a 1.3 billion market alone in Germany. We focus therefore on a B2B business model so that we can make our products accessible to every patient that might need it. And that means the insurance companies are paying for the products after they have been prescribed by their therapists to the patients. And for that, we've been building a strong and vast partnerships, network of partnerships with physiotherapists who love our product and really believe on us. This is, for example, Harald Martin. He's the director of his own physiotherapy clinic, and he believes Scalabs' approach is the best way to motivate stroke patients. And this is the team behind it all. We have 5 different academical backgrounds, but one mission to make the lives of stroke patients much better. And if you share this mission with us, please reach out to us after the presentations.
Yes, great presentations. Any questions?
So first of all, thanks a lot for the pitch. It really looks amazing and cool demonstrator, cool prototype, very nice. I was wondering, is there? I mean, it seems so simple. Simple not in terms of technology, but understandable that such a product is needed. How do you look at your competitors?
Well, I think I can take this question. When we look at our competitors, we have actually the... Do we have the backup slides? No. Okay, whatever. I can just tell it. So we basically have some competitors that are making similar products to us, but they're mainly located in the US, and they don't have like this very approachable gamification process or the thing that you can display all the progress via data. Because they're very focused on very specific use cases which are not so broad to different age groups, for example. So with our approach, we can have very specific approach to every different patient category and age group.
Thank you.
So you said you want to build a partner network with physiotherapists. I was just wondering, because there are a lot of physiotherapists out there who are not allowed to subscribe you something, so they're not able to recommend you something from insurance company. How do you want to solve this problem? So is there any other options for patients to get your product?
Yeah, so we've been looking at the different roads that we can take. There is the road where we become like a medicine product, or there's the road that we just sell it directly to the client. And this involves a lot of clinical studies to actually understand what is the use case exactly and how we are commercializing it. And this is, for example, what you can look here at the go-to-market roadmap. It involves some certifications, as I mentioned, and also some kind of additional certifications that actually lead to the insurance companies being able to pay for it. So yeah, these are the different strategies that we're taking, but by now we are validating this one strategy where we can work with the insurance companies.
Thank you. Any more questions?
I have the question. What would be the reason that a stroke person wouldn't like to use your product? So what is your biggest weakness?
Vroni will take this one.
Okay, I cannot think of a reason, of course, but a theoretically scenario, it could be, for example, that we plan to make it as simple as we can for especially the older people, because stroke patients are usually old, but we plan on bringing also the children and everybody on board so they can assist. So they might not be as motivated, but maybe their children are, so they can force their parents to use our product so they can get better.
Thank you.
Yes, so as you can see, the next team is already setting up their prototype here. So I would like to welcome on stage David from Ansen.
Thank you.
You will take over.
Okay, thank you. And let's put ourselves into the shoes of Ben today. Ben is a construction worker who's facing a variety of different situations every day. Some of these situations might even be dangerous. So let's see some of them. Would you be able to assess all of these situations correctly? Probably not. That's why, even though there are a lot of safety regulations in Germany, there's still 120,000 accidents, and 12% of the injured workers will be injured for life. That's where we come into play. We present the Ansen Companion C1. The Ansen Companion C1 intelligently guides the workforce through everyday dangerous situations. But let me show you how it works. We have our construction worker Ben, and he's wearing the companion on his belt. We also have 2 danger zones. One zone where it's very loud, so he should wear air protection, and one zone where he should wear his helmet because of potentially falling objects. With our ultra-wideband technology, we can locate Ben on the construction site. So if Ben moves into the loud zone, then he will get notified that he should wear his ear covers. And if Ben moves into the other zone, he gets notified that he should wear his helmet. And when he wears the helmet, then the notification, exactly. So safety equipment can also be integrated in our product, and he wears the helmet, he's all set. Thank you, Ben. We're happy to keep you safe. So, who benefits? Who's going to pay for this solution? First of all, it's the general contractor in construction, because he wants to build a safety culture, increased planning efficiency, and less absent days. Also, the occupational safety expert working for him wants an easy-to-use tool. He wants time savings, he wants some analytics on dangerous situations. And last but not least, Ben, he wants to get home safely every day. We will sell our product in 2 different parts. First, the system setup, which is a one-time purchase, and then the companions, as well as the software, which will be a yearly lease. The price is according to project size, but we will get subsidies from the Berufsgenossenschaft Bau. Now let's look at our amazing team making this solution possible. We have backgrounds in engineering, business, and psychology. Remember the hazards from the beginning? With Ansen, you don't have to. We guide you into a safer future. If you're also interested in construction safety, feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you, David. So are there any questions from the jury?
Did you go to one of these construction sites and tested whether it's really a problem that there's different protections the worker needs to have, like the helmet or the ear covers, or whether it's more of an issue that the worker is not liking to wear this for the whole day because it's sweaty and hot and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we did a lot of interviews, and which came through was that the most important thing is to wear the right safety measures at the right place and time. So you don't have to wear a helmet, even legally, not at every place on the construction. You have to wear it in some situations, for example, if they're like falling down pieces. Or wear the earphones only if it's loud. So that was the most important thing which the constructors and construction workers told us. So we tried to do that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, yes,
kind
but
of,
then
or?
I wonder, because when it's then not specifically to a certain location, but to the use case that something is falling down, or so a specific situation that comes up to a perspective time, how do you know that this happens and then activate the system?
There's we talked about the occupational safety expert, and this safety expert has to do an inspection every day, basically. And he will just take his analog work and put it into our digital solution. So we just swap what he's already doing into a digital solution, and he will do his inspection, put it into our danger zones, and then the worker will be safe.
Yeah. So our vision is to digitize the construction industry and thereby making it more safe.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And do you see a chance to also inform the worker about non-trivial scenarios? I mean, he's able to recognize himself if it's loud, but maybe there's dangerous machinery in the area, or there's, I don't know, electric cables that are could still pose some danger. So would that be technically feasible?
Yeah, we guess so, because like the possibility of the digitalization are immense. So, for example, Hilti, which is providing like working equipment, is already connecting it to a digital cloud where you can like upload the danger zones and like connect it with the working equipment. For example, if you're working on something dangerous, it could tell you the machinery only works if you're wearing the right safety equipment, like for example, glasses or earmuffs. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's a key point of our product that we have the flexibility to integrate whatever our customer wants us to integrate into the system. That's what's better than like other safety solutions which are on the market.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Ansen. And you, audience, will not believe how many times we heard this danger zone noise in the past 24 hours. But we are sadly announcing now the last pitch. We are now having on stage Rolf from Team Poly. So a huge last applause here. Woo!
So, hi everyone, we are Polly. Bless you, Sam. Sam is suffering from pollen allergies. He has a lot of problems with it, like sneezing, headaches, tiredness, asthma, and depression. The more he is exposed to the pollen, the heavier are his allergic reactions now and his long-term consequences. But he's not alone. Over 13 million people just in Germany are dealing with those symptoms. You can imagine this, as every single person living in Bavaria is facing this disease. But even in his home, Sam is not safe from it. The pollen enters your home via your clothes, at least a big part of them. So with Polly, we want to remove the pollen from your clothes. That's the moment we go. Polly removes the pollen easily from your clothes. So we make your clothes pollen-free. This is inspired by the nature. To collect the pollen, bumblebees are using an electrostatic charge, which are built up during the flight. So we're demonstrating it here. We bring this into your home. As it's not very good to see here because the pollen is so small, we also prepared a little video showing it a little bit better. Polly is easy to use, reusable, effective, and removes the pollen immediately. We talked to a lot of experts, like a molecular allergist and professor at the TU Munich, who told us exciting. He would like to see the outcome. We also talked to a Harvard physicist about our innovative use of the technology, and that was cool, could work. But all of this is not possible without having an amazing team working together with me. Our team consists of Kenny, Anton, Luca, Sam, Camilla, and me, Ralph. Our aim is to improve the lives of people suffering from pollen allergies. If you are looking for more information on it or want to pre-order our product, you can either use the QR code or enter the bit.ly link. Thank you for your attention.
You can really try out the QR code if you feel like it, jury. But now we would start the Q&A session.
As a allergic guy myself, I didn't know that it's actually on the closed most of the time, so thanks for that. But isn't it an easier solution just to change when you come home?
So that means if you leave your apartment once, every single time you come home, you have to wash your clothes immediately. So if you feel like doing laundry after one wear, then sure, you can do it, I guess. But this is a solution that removes it immediately. So also, you can preserve your clothes better by not washing it every single time.
How long does it take to remove all the pollen from a t-shirt, especially?
It takes as long as you just need to scan your whole body. So we are working on a bigger contact area, but you just need to go over your clothes once and every single part of the clothes, and then you're completely free, or mostly free.
And the entire vision behind this consumer product is to have a very modern and different approach to cleaning. And this device, other than other cleaning methods, could scale to a whole body if we have the right build-up. So you could imagine even like a much bigger device. But it's very hard to tell whether it's actually going to work in a larger scale. So with this, you have to swipe your body.
And can I use it only for clothes, or what about, I don't know, the sofa or the couch? I mean, if it's like really into textile, then it's probably the poles are everywhere in my home, right? If I open the window, then I would have the problem again, I assume.
Yeah, so the pollen are settling down very fast. That's why they are mainly on the surface. And of course, you can clean the surfaces with it as well. Maybe like a sofa or something like that could be interesting to clean, but it's still on a very small size right now, so it will be very hard to clean your whole flat going through with this device.
Sure.
But it can be done with it.
In addition, we did some research and we actually found that most of the pollen isn't coming in through the window. So the only way you would bring it in is if you brought it in on your clothes, sat down on your couch without changing or without knowing, right? And then at a later point in time, sat down again and touched your sensitive areas.
You should visit us in our office, then you see that the poles are coming through the window heavily.
Do you have like a birch tree or something?
Yeah, there's a tree right outside the window and everything is flying inside. Like they're like these big poles ball on the floor in our office, so we have to clean almost every day. So that's why I was wondering.
There exists a solution.
I know.
One last question. What happens if the pollen are stuck to your device? How to get it back, or what happens afterwards?
So first we are focusing on cleaning it with a towel, and otherwise we are thinking about cleaning it with water because it's reusable, and as the device is waterproof, we can just remove it with water.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone who pitched today, so all of you students. We would now like that the jury would go outside and think about the 2 awards, but you audience now can decide about the Best Idea Award with this QR code or below in the link of the... Okay, the audience should see what's happening now in this room because every student is picking up his phone. But yeah, the jury is now going outside discussing the other 2 awards, the Make and the Start Award. And we have now a quick recap for all of you from every team, a short promotion video.
about safety? But who draws the safety lines?
Every year, 120,000 workers get injured on German construction sites. Ansen, the companion to keep your workforce safe. Into a safer future.
Yeah, big applause. So guys, where's the clicker? We need the clicker. I can imagine the energy level is maybe quite low after your amazing pitches, but we want to use the time between the awarding or before awarding the teams with the prizes by explaining the TUM startup ecosystem, right? So in the beginning, no, you actually have to go back one slide. But we give you a brief introduction of all the main players within our ecosystem. Afterwards, we also have one guest who will show you the initiative of industrial innovators and talk about the so-called prototyping grant. Welcome, Maurizio. He's in the back over there. And the best part will come in the end because we were able to do an interview with one of the co-founders of Brynamics, and we asked him 10 important questions where he is telling us how he made it and how he got off the ground from TMS to his first seed round. So on the next slide, we will start and give you a briefly overview of the main players within our ecosystem. On the left side, you can see the TUM, where we have TUM Entrepreneurship on top, where the TUM Startup Consulting, where Belinda belongs to, is the main address for the first contact if you're interested in founding a company or a startup. And then we do have the IP consulting department, where you learn everything about licensing and also patenting. And then there is the incubator, which is here in the building on the second floor. They do events and they do competitions. They offer startup offices and event spaces. And on top of that, here also in this building, we do have the TUM Entrepreneurial Research Institute, where the topic of entrepreneurship is approached by a scientifically way, and they also do education and combine this education with practice, with so-called IDPs, and you can also foster your doctoral motivation within that. In the middle part, you can see the TUM Venture Labs. It's an initiative that was launched 1.5 years ago, and the TUM Venture Labs, they try to bridge the gap between domain-specific research to scalable tech-based startups. And by doing so, the Venture Labs, they act as a network and also a navigator through the entire startup system, ecosystem here in Munich. And yeah, the offerings, it reaches from domain-specific expertise in engineering, in natural and life sciences, in AI and IT, and in medicine. And they also offer lab spaces, office spaces, IT structure, and you get access to successful entrepreneurs and top-class mentors. And last but not least, on the right side, you can see the Unternehmertum. And the Unternehmertum, I mean, they do a great job since 20 years now, and they provide a central and physical location for innovation and business creation here in Munich, and they has been the important pioneer, let's say, in shaping the Munich ecosystem. And beside also education and training formats, they do have several acceleration programs lasting several months, and they do have the high-tech workshop, the Makerspace, you already got to know. It's also here in Garching, and one is in the city center. And of course, it's always the right contact to talk to potential investors and hopefully get your first seed financing round there. We have a guest here, Andreas Unselt from UVC. You might talk to him later. And on top of that, we have also further offerings that is supporting the ecosystem, like the TUM Entrepreneurial Masterclass, the Global Deep Tech Venture Initiative, and the EET program. And let's say the most important content on this slide are the 2 blue plus or crosses, because each stakeholder really wants to contribute to the overarching goal, which is to make Munich or make Bavaria or make Germany the hotspot for innovation in Europe, and yeah, to support and navigate interested founders and entrepreneurs on their way further and to make a good job in this. So for further details within all the formats and specific programs, Belinda will talk about it, right?
Yes, so now you have heard from Toby that there are multiple initiatives within the ecosystem. In order to navigate you a little bit through all of these offers, we have split them up according to different stages, as there is support on every step of your way. Thanks. If you want to learn more about entrepreneurship, we offer various university courses and also events. One of them is the TUM Entrepreneurship Day, which will this year take place on the 30th of June. Within this day, you will find a colorful main stage program, various workshops on a variety of entrepreneurship topics, a startup fair where you can network with other startups, and a pitch competition. If you want to find a specific idea or meet potential co-founders, you have already made the right decision in joining Think.Make.Start. Besides Think.Make.Start, there is also a format called Hack and Talk, and it takes place every first Wednesday of the month. And within Hack and Talk, you are able to pitch your idea in order to find other co-founders or network with startups in order to maybe join them. On top of that, there are inspirational speakers of the entrepreneurship community joining. So it's really an event to attend. If you then want to continue with your idea and have a dedicated team, there are again several initiatives. that you can take advantage of. One of them is Explore. Explore is a pre-incubation program in which you validate your problem-solution fit, identify market opportunities, and develop your business model strategy. When you are almost ready to launch your business and get it financed, programs like the Expreneurs Incubator or Tech Founders might apply for you. And you can even get an investment by the Unternehmertum Venture Capital Fund. Along this journey, TUM Startup Consulting and the TUM Venture Labs are happy to guide you through this entrepreneurial landscape. TUM Startup Consulting offers you individual one-on-one coaching on your business case and assists you in writing your business plan in order to acquire public funding, such as Exist. And the TUM Venture Labs, as Toby has already mentioned, support you with domain-specific knowledge, as well as with their network of the industry. So how can you get in contact with us? In order to join TUM Startup Consultant, please fill out the request for initial consultation. If you want to learn more about the TUM Venture Lab initiative, please visit their website. Here you can see on the left part, you can see the different deep tech fields where the Venture Labs are in, and you can find the right persons to contact. Should there be any questions left, please reach out to Toby and me via our email addresses, which you can find here below. And we are very much looking forward to see many of you continuing with your startup projects. And now we would like to introduce on stage Maurizio from the Initiative of Industrial Innovators.
All right, thank you, Belinda. First of all, I have to say there were amazing pitches, great projects, great services, but I was most astonished by the energy in this room. So I'm really, really proud that actually this is taking place physically now again, and you guys have made it to this point. I think you can be really proud of this. So a huge round of applause for yourselves in this case. But that also speaks for the whole program, right? And for the coaches and people making this happen. So a round of applause for those guys. All right, so actually I prepared some slides for today. Maybe you can just show them right now if that's possible. If not, I'm going just to explain it in this way. So I tried. Let me see. Okay, now it works. All right, thanks Tobias. So first of all, so these were amazing pitches, great products, and you might think about as an aspiring entrepreneur, how can I continue, right? Should I do this? Should I pursue an entrepreneur endeavor? And I think a follow-up question on that, once you decided you're going to do that, is how can I get my startup funded? And this is why I'm here today. I'm Mauricio, so I'm from the Initiative for Industrial Innovators, and we're basically the pre-seed investment vehicle at Unternehmertum. So when it comes to funding, at very early stages, you can always contact me, but in any case, it makes sense to listen maybe about possible opportunities. I will keep it short, 3 minutes, and we can start just by focusing on what we do. We really like B2B solutions, scalable solutions that involve a lot of tech. So this is exactly what you are doing, and I think it's remarkable what you are doing. There's a lot of high tech involved. So if you have any idea, I've seen a lot today, that is B2B, that is a hardware, pure hardware solution, or a combination of hardware, software, and it's somehow innovative involving tech, please feel free to contact us. I mentioned that we want to support these startups from the ecosystem. So by having participated in Think.Make.Start, you are eligible for it. And how are we doing this? We're providing 2 financial schemes. The first one are the prototyping grants I want to talk about today. So here you can get equity-free money. It's basically, we're handing this out up to 5,000 euros. You just have to apply for it via the website. I can show you in a bit how to do that. And it's a great way to secure equity-free money. Again, 3 times per year, it's batches, so watch out for the next application phase. It's going to start during summer. Now, there's also a way, and in this way we act as a pre-seed investor even before UVC to secure funding also in our pre-seed capital program. We provide convertible loans, 50K to 100K, and you can just apply via the Industrial Innovators website on a rolling basis. All right. Now, how do you apply for the Unternehmertum prototyping grants? I think I've seen a lot of great prototypes and even MVPs today. If you think about how I'm going to fund the next iteration, the next phase, how can I reach the next milestone in the product development cycle, then you might think about applying for them. You just go to the Unternehmertum website, scroll down to offers in German Angebote, and then you search for Unternehmertum funding. This year, the prototyping grants are directly funded by Unternehmertum, but it's actually managed by us, the initiative. So to make sure you don't miss the application deadline, scan this QR code and you get notified whenever applications open. All right. So with that, I want to close actually. And again, if there are any questions on pre-seed and you think about how can I fund my startup, how can I continue my entrepreneurial endeavor I started today at Think.Make.Start, feel free to reach out, and all of us, all my colleagues, including myself, are happy to talk to you. All right. With that, congratulations to you guys. It's your day, and looking forward to the jury decisions. All right.
Thanks, Moritz. Sorry, next slide. So now we will have a 10-minute video with the interview of Philip Zent, the co-founder of Brynamics, and he's a TUM alumni, so enjoy the video.
I'm Philip, I'm one of the founders of Brynamics, and I'm personally responsible for the entire business department, so everything that is not related to tech or product. Brynamics is a neurotech startup and a spin-off from the Technical University of Munich. We also participated in Think.Make.Start in the last batch. What we do is we use neurotechnology and machine learning to extract emotions directly from the human brain. So in the first step we use EEGs, electroencephalograms, to measure electrical brain activity, and then we use our machine and deep learning models to extract emotional states of the participants of the test. So far we use our technology only in the game development. So typically in the game development process there's a lot of playtesting that is performed in order to better understand the psychology and the user experience of the gamers. And there our technology comes in quite handy, and therefore this is our first monetizable use case where we're already having more than 10 paying customers. We are 3 founders. Initially it was Vlad and myself, so we actually met during the process of getting into Think.Make.Start. So we participated in the batch 12, which was unfortunately delayed, and therefore we already met each other before Think.Make.Start actually started. We started working on our idea before the batch, and therefore also at the same time met Tim. So I did an internship at a Munich-based startup called FinAuto, where I met Tim, who's our third co-founder, and our split of tasks is as follows. So I'm taking care of everything which is business related. That means I did the fundraising, I'm doing the sales and the marketing still today, and I'm also taking care of the entire HR, recruiting and internal business intelligence. While Vlad is the CTO, so he's obviously taking care of the back end of the actually core value that we provide, developing it. And Tim is our chief operating officer, and he's also taking care of the product development. So it's, as you can see, kind of similar to the role distribution that you also have at Think.Make.Start. So you have one responsible for business, one responsible for problems, product, operations, and one responsible for the tech. And this is also displayed in our founder team. First of all, of course, Vlad and I met at Think.Make.Start, which was kind of the starting point and got our idea going. At the same time, during the process of Think.Make.Start, we also acquired our first customer, which was a huge boost in motivation for us. On top of that, we also worked a lot with different people that were not part of our team. So we had the first experience of onboarding people, introducing them to our problems, introducing them to working on our tech. So this was also a very valuable experience. We also got to know this rapid prototyping, rapid ideation process. We got to know it, and this was also quite useful as we pivoted many times already. And the process that we go through still on a monthly basis right now can be compared to the process that we went through in Think.Make.Start. So this definitely was valuable. And besides that, we also had the first initial exposure to public traction in general. So when we finished Think.Make.Start, we were approached by many people. We were featured on LinkedIn by Think.Make.Start, and this was more useful than we initially expected. As many people contacted us, people started talking about us, and in combination with later events that we had, like the DemoDay Award or the Expreneurs, this really summed up and was very beneficial for us, also for the employer branding. So after Think.Make.Start, we first decided to take on an additional co-founder with Tim, which we quickly found during my internship at Finn. Then we also participated in the DemoDay Award, where we luckily won the prize of 10,000 euros, which was super beneficial as well, because we could buy first gadgets that we need to perform more tests. We could hire a working student to work on our tech department as well. And then we also applied for the Exist scholarship, which covered our founder's salary for 1 year. It's also very nice deal, so to say, because you have a non-dilutive grant, which enables you to work 1 year full-time on a project without taking any risk, basically. And then we applied for the Expreneurs, which is incubating us right now here in the Munich Urban Collab. And at the same time, we also continuously further developed the tech, of course, in the background, so the back end, and applied our knowledge that we gathered in the university and in the internships in sales, marketing, customer acquisition. And of course, because we decided at some point we want to go faster as just bootstrapping everything, we decided to do a pre-seed round, which we finalized in February 2022, so this year. And the process of this was super smooth, so way smoother than expected and way easier than expected as well. So in general, Dynamics would not have been able to kickstart so quickly without the support and without the opportunities in the Munich startup ecosystem. So especially the entire pipeline from the TUM and Unternehmertum from the beginning. So when you don't have an idea, when you do the ideation, till the end when you actually get the pre-seed funding, there's a nice funnel which you get pushed through, and there's a lot of support at every single stage. So whether it is fundraising, whether it is ideation, whether it is application for some grants or the recruitment of your first like early employees or even finding the right co-founders, there's a lot of different formats that support you in every single process. And I think that's really unique. I've not seen that anywhere else. And that's why I think like the TUM and the Unternehmertum in Munich is the best place to found a startup, at least from my perspective, which is of course very biased now, but we were really happy and lucky to be here. So in general, the biggest problem that always occurs, or that I think that occurs when you want to found a startup, is the bureaucracy, the administration, and all of this rather boring stuff you need to take care of, but it has to be taken care of. And there you really need to be fully convinced of what you do, and you need to be motivated, otherwise it's hard to push through this boring and unnecessary stuff. And there especially, it was also nice to have support from the TUM Gründungsberatung, so the startup consultancies, because they helped us a lot with the formalities of the Exist application, for example, which accelerated our process a lot. And so overall, I would say you need to really want to push your startup. If you're really convinced of the idea, then you will do it, and you don't care about the bureaucracy, but it's still a pain in the ass. So I would not necessarily do things completely differently. Of course, there were some small decisions that were not correct, so where we did small mistakes, had our learnings, spent some money and some time on that, but I think this is part of the process. Overall, I would say what we could improve on is in being faster. So because we didn't have a lot of learnings back then when we started, still now, we're doing everything that we're doing now for the first time. If we were already experienced entrepreneurs, all of the steps that we've done so far and all of the decisions that we've done so far could have been way more efficient. So overall, my answer to this question would be, I wouldn't do anything differently, just more well-informed and faster. So I wouldn't say there was one decisive moment where we said, okay, now we go all in. It was more like a continuous process that we went through. And I would say it started when I first saw how our technology works on myself. So when we actually collected my brain data, ran it through our machine learning models, and I was looking at the results and it made total sense. And I was really, like, it was mind-blowing for me. And then I said, okay, from a technological perspective, this is already great. How does it look with the business potential? And then when we started to get the first customers and we saw, okay, there really is a value that we can add in the gaming industry, this was the second point which got me further to actually, okay, further pursue this project. Then when we started also to win some prizes, get the a scholarship that we were admitted, and at the same time investors started to contact us proactively, hey guys, do you seek for pre-seed funding? And all of this combination was really what urged us in the end to say, okay, we need to go all in. There's a huge potential and we need to take the chance now, and therefore it was kind of, after a certain amount of time, absolute a no-brainer for us, and it was clear that we have to go all in and found the company. So this may sound a little bit cheesy, but the short answer is just do it, because I've met so many people who had great ideas, but then in the end decided not to go for it or not go in because of security. They rather wanted to have like a master degree completed before they go into the risk, or they wanted to have more like acknowledgement of any other party, and therefore didn't want to take the risk. If you really are convinced of your idea, and if you see that there's a positive feedback from the market, and you validated most of your hypothesis with potential customers, just go for it, take the risk, and it's fun, it's worth it. Our upcoming milestones are on the business side, of course, the seed funding round. So we did a pre-seed, now we are in preparations for the seed round, which we will most likely close in the summer. Then, of course, we need to further extend our business scope. So we are in the gaming right now, but we want to go into movie production and into marketing, commercials soon. So another vertical that we are looking at right now. On the tech side, we are slowly moving from our already well-performing machine learning models more to deep learning models. Of course, this is from a computational perspective more heavy, but it delivers way more accuracy in the results. This is our next steps. And then, of course, also further extending the team. So we are around 10 people right now. We will extend the team to around 20 people towards the end of the year, and that's also why we are actively looking for many people in many different disciplines. So if you have on the tech side expertise in data science, machine learning, deep learning, neurotechnology, any of those, even software engineering, we're actively recruiting. Feel free to reach out to us. You can find me or Vlad or Tim on LinkedIn. Also on the business side, we're recruiting. On the product side, we're recruiting. So you are the guys which are perfect for us at Think.Make.Start. So very happy to talk to you in case you're interested in joining a deep tech startup, which already has a monetizable use case and is on the way to grow even further.
All right, so the motivation of your applause is already getting down again. I can see this. I know it's warm in here. But now comes the best part of the day. The award ceremony is going to start, and I see a smiling jury out there. So we are very excited to hear how they have been deciding. So let's welcome the jury back in here.
Thanks a lot for the jury for being here and having this, the prizes. So to keep it short because everybody is waiting by now, let's have the jury for the Start Award here to give the prizes. It's Kesio and Annette. The Think Award.
So thank you to all of you. This was really great. So a lot of great pitches, a lot of great prototypes, a lot of great problems to be solved. And the Think Award is actually for one team that really understood and emphasized with the user and really did a lot of interviews and really understood what the problem is, and actually that the problem is really not to be solved with a sprint like Think.Make.Start, but it really is a marathon. And that's we are very happy to give the Think Award to Scalabs.
Okay, it's chaotic as always at Think.Make.Start right now, but we now welcome on stage Max and Alice for the Make Prize.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for, it's for me always a pleasure to be here. I'm here now since, I think, 10 years now for Think.Make.Start. And every year it's amazing which solutions will be presented. This year I have the honor to give the Make Award, and I will give you.
Yeah, the Make Award this year goes to the team Mark Robotics because so they convinced us with the best working robot prototype, which actually had a working camera for line recognition, almost ready, presentable performance for the line marking. It just worked, and they also tried it out on the airfield. So a big applause to them. So, and for the last award, the Starter Award, Jacqueline and Andreas will present it.
So first of all, you made this very, very, very tough for us. I mean, I was absolutely impressed by the variety of ideas, and especially on which stage you brought these ideas in only 2 weeks. And when I think about like the paper I had to fill out, in really many cases, I thought a great economic viability behind your products and ideas. So honestly, in the jury, we switched back and forth through many ideas, but one that really convinced us most, and that was?
Ansen.
So, the last one here presenting will be Julia, who is our awesome product manager at Think.Make.Start. So during the event, it's mostly the whole crowd here with Max, Flo, Toby, Miguel, Annabelle, Belinda, Carmen, Ian for the next batch. So we are handling everything during the batch. and also our awesome Hiwis who are there in the back with Dominic, Harsh, Stefano, and Maren. So thanks a lot for working with us on Think.Make.Start and making it one of the best batches ever. But between the batches, we have to do our research. So Julia will take over and handles everything which doesn't happen during the batches in the event. So I'll give the microphone to Julia.
Thank you, Max. So first of all, I'm impressed by the energy and motivation of you guys. That was amazing. Thank you. And I also wanted to thank you, coaches. So really repeating. I think we need more applause from you participants for Miguel, Toby, Flo. We really need Max. Where is Belinda, Annabelle, Carmen? And Yin is coming next time. And then our student assistant, Harsh, who did all the social media really, really well. And Maren and Dominic, who supported the coaches. And Stefano, where are you here? Who, oh, yeah, a big applause. I think you could easily switch profession and become a photographer. Really great pictures you took. So, I wanted to also thank Makerspace for hosting us this time, because we were not here in the Entrepreneurship Research Institute, but we were in the center at the Munich Urban Collab at Makerspace, who were our host this time, and they provided facility and also support. So thank you to Florian and Leonie, who always was very sort of flexible in finding solutions for us. And but seriously, what I really want to do now is I hope that you got inspired. So I'm turning towards the audience online watching this Demo Day live stream, because if you are hooked like we are and you want to apply for the next batch, it's coming really soon. 1st of June, the application starts, and the deadline is the 31st of July. The next batch will be in September. From the 16th to the 30th of September, and check out our website for updates and details. Reach out to us if you have questions and apply. Spread the word. And if you didn't follow us yet on LinkedIn or Insta, please do so. And tell everybody about Think.Make.Start, how great it is and how much fun it is. Thank you.